and welcome to this week's patron videos, because there are two. I filmed two sessions for you. One is the long version of Steve and I looking through all of Daddy's tiles. That's in this video. And the other one is the very long Zoom chat, over an hour, that I had with Davey when he first received the garden survey that we had done. And we're talking about what it means for us, what it means for our future plans, what implications there are. So these are just long chats, but I thought you might enjoy just following along the same process that we go through to make decisions here at Lalande, and how we chat behind the scenes. The little clips that you don't see on the Chateau Diaries. I hope you enjoy them both. Let me know what you think of these formats. I know it's quite long and in some places a little bit rambling, but it's the reality of life behind the scenes. And I think that some of you like to see that side of things as well. I'll also upload the survey itself with Davey's Zoom chat so that you can actually look at what we were looking at. I mean, it's rather baffling and bewildering to me. Lots of tiny little points with different levels. But for Davey, it was very, very exciting. The last bit of news that I want to leave you with is that on Sunday, I will once again, after I think about a year of not daring to try again, I will be doing a live video from Lalande, because we've got the 4G now, so it seems silly not to try. So instead of being in the evening in France as usual, it will be at 4:15 p.m. afternoon tea time. So please, if you're free on Sunday, 4:15 p.m. French time, do join us for an afternoon tea live at Lalande. It will be a Q&A, and then just write any of your questions in the comments. Philip's going to be helping me. He'll be reading out the questions to me. I'm happy to answer all of your questions. I hope to see you all there. And in the meantime, there'll be tomorrow's Chateau Diaries. And now I'm going to run downstairs and have dinner with the film crew, because all day today we've been filming for British TV. So we're back into that now. It's been a little bit hard to juggle that and the videos, but actually it's going really well, and it's lovely to see some projects starting, and I look forward to being able to tell you more about them in future. But just to reassure you, all of our major projects, the chapel, the lake, anything that you've seen us starting on the vlog, you will be seeing us completing on the vlog. Have a lovely, lovely week, and hopefully see you on Sunday. Bye from Lalande. It's a pretty exciting meeting I'm having right now with Steve, hanging out on the rug.
Yep.
Because Steve is going to be digitizing all of the tile designs that my father made for the kitchen.
Yeah.
Which is wildly exciting. I mean, this has literally been 15 years in the making, because he started designing this almost as soon as we came to the chateau, before we had the fountain, and obviously died whilst he was working on it.
Yeah.
And the reason I haven't had this done before is that artistically, it's quite hard to know how to do it. Because my father hadn't finished. He was halfway through his artistic process of living with it for a long time. He would work on his paintings for sometimes years. He was extremely meticulous.
I do the same.
Yeah?
Admittedly,
you keep reworking.
I tend to put it in the living room and have it sat there, and I keep looking and looking and looking, and then going back to the canvas and go, okay, that needs to change that. Yeah, I do the same thing. That is
exactly what he did. So we lived with all of these little bits of paper. That's why they're stained. These lived in the kitchen, stuck behind the cooker for years.
Wow.
And then he would fiddle and add more and work on them.
Glad they survived.
Yeah. So we kept all of them, and he started off with simple line sketches. So here we have a monk.
These are all numbered, right? In
these are all
particular orders.
Almost. So I think that we did some of the numbering when we took them down.
Right.
And we painted the back now, but before that there was a grid with each of the numbers.
I see.
Michael Potts took photos of that entire grid first.
Great.
So we should know which numbers these correspond to.
That'd be helpful.
I suspect he was somewhere near the chapel.
Right.
So we have this as a starting point. But after that, Daddy started shading some of them in an experiment of another way of doing it. So here we have a shaded one.
Dan?
Oh, yeah, so Daddy never met Dan, but I'm pretty sure he imagined Dan into being. There's actually a lot of gardening going on in this. The whole walled garden has a lot of gardeners.
Oh, fantastic.
I think the part that he'd really got on with the most was the chateau. So I can show you a bit of the chateau here. So our problem is which style do we go for? Because we want a certain unity when it all goes up. And that is what is going to be really hard to do. Right, well, your guess is as good as mine here.
All right.
Maybe the base of a chateau. Which side only has one window? This side. That's
right.
Nick's apartment.
Does it only have one window?
No, it's got two.
Two on the,
This side.
Has got one window.
One, yes.
Yes, the marquise.
Market's where you are.
Yes.
Oh, there's a baker, look. Just coming from the bread oven room. This was the fountain, which obviously hadn't been built. So, but he'd already bought the fountain, so he sort of had an idea of what it would look like. A cook. Another gardener. Now, 107. We know that at least 107. I think this might be Guardian's house.
There you go.
We're missing 109. We're missing there. That has to go there.
Right.
Is that one of these? Yes, that's that one. So we must be moving along this way now.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, if it's not in the right order, you've got yourself to blame because you're the one who
packed it away.
Thank
you for those very helpful words. Very
Recently.
helpful. Did you find them helpful?
I did, actually.
So I think the doors haven't been finished here, which is just as well because they've changed.
Right.
Since then.
Okay.
Oh, it's all coming together now.
Yeah, we're getting there.
No.
Right there.
Maybe over there.
No, one further because that's the tower.
Tower there.
I don't know what that is. That's nothing but bewildering. No. Right, well, we'll just keep that one to one side for now. This is a large window. Yeah, could be that.
Second floor, yeah.
Yeah, so I do think that this will...
Oh, that's the other window of Bon Maman, the bricked up one.
This is the bricked up one.
I think so.
Yes, the bricked up window.
Hold on.
Yeah, that looks about right. Now, oh, you see? This is not the shape of a tile. Daddy, what were you thinking we were going to do with this one? It looks as though it goes higher up to me. Should be at top of the window or not?
It's definitely the old wing, right?
I think
maybe it does just go
like that.
Yeah, that's definitely the old wing. Aha. Yeah, that definitely goes there.
Right.
We're cooking with gas now. Literally, this was above the gas cooker. Now we have a clue as to what my father wanted, because at the end of his life, he had one of his drawings digitized. Right. And this is the one that he chose to have digitized. Now the colors faded, he wasn't that happy with the blue. Mm-hmm. I don't quite like the fact that the pencil lines are showing like this, but he was delighted to see it on a tile. He was in hospital when this arrived.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so he saw this.
What's with the yellow?
I think I don't remember it being yellow when it first came out.
It's probably black that's been...
I don't know what happened there. But when he saw this, he said, I just want blue and white.
Right, okay.
So not like this, but yeah, he was really happy to realise it was going to be possible to digitise, because at first he was going to hand paint every tile. That was the plan.
Okay.
And it was only when he got very sick and he realised he wasn't going to be able to hand paint every tile that he had this made.
Right.
And he still thought he'd be well enough to complete it.
Yeah.
But he would be very, very happy to know that this was being done. And I love the thought of having this was the woods behind. That's why there's darkness there. But he hadn't really worked out the woods yet, as you can see.
Right.
So I'm not too sure what style we need to
fortunately,
pick out for that.
Lots of artwork in this house to reference. So,
yes.
If we need to look at other things that he's done to try and find reference.
Yeah. So I don't know where the rest of the roof is, but we have everything. That is the roof. I think that this is the lake beyond. In the background, the lake beyond. I'm not sure they go exactly there though.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you said there's almost 300 or over 300 of these?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot.
What a challenge.
It really is. We have the entire chapel. We have the whole walled garden.
Wow.
It's huge. It's that entire.
So does it go
walled
over the
kitchen.
old oven as well as the new? Okay.
Yeah. It's the entire area. And then I actually thought that all the people were naked, but this is just before his completely naked phase, I see. They do appear to be dressed. I remember there was an argument because there was a man peeing against a wall, and Nicholas and Mummy, oh look, there's pressing the grapes.
Nice, I love it.
And Nicholas and Mummy said, you cannot have a man peeing in the kitchen, as though it was fine to have him anywhere else. So I have one request, which is that if we find a man peeing, he definitely goes in.
Okay.
Because Daddy wanted him in, and we were all like, no, it's not right for a kitchen. But I feel, Daddy should get his wish. If we find him, he goes in.
Absolutely. Otherwise, we will create a man that's peeing. Maybe into the fountain or something.
I mean, he was, he had his back to the audience.
Okay.
It was pretty discreet.
He was trying to be.
Yeah. It's a little bottom.
Fair enough.
This is,
Sorry, I think the fountain tiles need to be moved one across, because I think the fountain is in line with yours.
That's what we're missing here then.
I think it's like that.
Yes, I think you're right. Yes, so that does make a lot more sense. And of course, that's not the shape that we have now. Never mind. That's the shape that was envisaged then. It doesn't have to be a perfect reflection of reality. It was, the whole chateau is a work in progress always, and has been for hundreds of years, presumably.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
This is a moment in time of the way my father saw things.
And I think that's worth capturing that, right? I mean, because it
Yeah,
was his project, it was his vision.
And it was
let's
at that point.
maintain that, right?
Here you see an interesting part between the two different ideas he had for water.
Right.
So he decided on this one, and then you'll see the rest of the
Right.
water is all like this. So this was the finished water. But at the beginning he was thinking of having the trees reflected.
Right, okay.
And this obviously is one of the ideas for the forest. With darkness behind. Whereas in fact, I think he moved a little bit more towards sort of tree shapes.
Right.
Tree shapes within it. No. The forest is going to be our hardest bit, and maybe we just copy what he had and get rid of and so it's a work in progress, because it's going to be quite hard, I think. This is how my father worked. He would cut out shapes.
Yeah, well, I see that here as well, right?
Yes. And move the shapes around and see what worked.
I feel honored to be able to finish this for him.
He was so happy. Michael Potts has already digitized quite a lot of these.
Fantastic.
So he'll be able to give you what what on earth? That looks like a plan of the septic works. But I feel isn't.
Well, there's some
Roof
tile there. And
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
thinking, is it path?
Just don't know. We've got more of the same path here, if it is that.
Right.
It's an almost aerial view of that. It's the vegetable bed.
That's what I was. Yeah.
There you go.
It's the vegetable garden. Yes, that might be the roof tiles going along the edge of the vegetable garden at the top of the wall.
Gotcha now.
So obviously he hadn't finished the wall, but that was his plan for the
that
wall.
goes there.
Yeah.
That makes...
Yes, and then you see the gardeners. You can see where there's little places where he's got sellotape. The gardeners get placed in that, and we've got a lot of gardeners. So here we'll have to actually create the tiles out of what we've got, which is in fact just one big area.
Yes, of course. Yeah, it's going to be interesting tackling this.
For a start, I think we need to find a room that is not often used. Well, we can just lay the whole thing out on the floor, because we're going to have it out for quite a long time, I think, just to work out how to cut it up.
Well, I think also to get each individual section either photographed or scanned, it'd be good to be able to sort of take one, scan it, and then put it back in so that
so we don't lose track of the whole thing. What is this? It's musicians.
Oh,
Got the entire band here. He must be on the moat. Look, there's a fisherman. There's the original one that my father chose. And you can see on the original one, it wasn't yellow. There was no yellow in there.
Right.
Yeah. So
That's something to do with the printing.
Yeah. And the idea is we're going to be printing on tile, right? That's the...
Printing onto tile.
Right.
So we need a company that can really make quite true colours.
Right.
There's a man with a watering pail. There's another musician. So it looks to me as though his final look, if this was the one he chose to send in, that he wanted the shading.
The shading.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's certainly doable.
You think so? We can add a little shading to the others. This man's about to catch that poor chicken.
I mean, even within the house itself, he's got shaded areas, right? Like in the details. So, I think we'll just continue with that.
I think I found the maypole dancers. Here's a maypole. My father loved maypoles. Okay. But I can just see these people are holding strings.
The strings, right, of course.
And they appear to be maybe dancing in some way, but they hadn't quite been placed in the right places yet. This is going to be a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gosh. There's another musician, as we'll go with his friends.
The characters are amazing.
He wasn't happy with the placement of his leg, so you can see. He just cut the leg out and moved it to where he wanted the leg to be.
No need to redraw it?
No.
That one's on paper?
No, that one's done. And we got the date on this one, the 26th of December, 2007.
Wow. I love his characters. They've got so much personality to them.
So much personality, yes.
For some reason, they remind me of Bruegel. A little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like
just the idea of a small village scene with these little personality-filled characters.
Yeah, there's just a lightness and a playfulness in Bruegel's characters.
Yeah.
And it sort of reminds me of that.
There's certainly so there's another way that he worked. He would get shapes from magazines. So here he's cut a fish out of a magazine, and he's just placed it to give him an idea of that shape, which he would then have done in his own style afterwards.
Right, yeah.
Look, the milkmaid has perfected the art of milking whilst reading.
The cow doesn't seem terribly interested in what she's doing with that, right?
Milking 101.
Now, I was in this, I think, as well as Nick, but he hadn't really finished us very much. I think you can tell which is me because I've got a ponytail. I'm trying to put all of the water ones together to at least have some sense of the juggler. It's going to go on to the next tile.
Oh, awesome. Someone picking apples.
There's everything. The musicians and sword fight happening here.
A duel?
Yes.
Somebody...
They look quite cheerful about it. I think that it's more of a practice than a duel to the death from the looks on their faces.
It's like fencing.
Yeah, fencing. I could look at these for hours. And I think there are more. Well, of course there are more because we haven't got the chapel here. That's not enough to have the chapel. I think Michael Potts told me that there wasn't just this box.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I'm pretty sure. Maybe he has them because he's been digitized, or maybe they're here. Because I can't see the chapel unless the chapel is in this pile, maybe?
Presumably, because that looks like a
yes,
chapel?
yes. The chapel wasn't finished, but we have a chapel. So maybe there isn't another set. Got a chess set here.
Yeah, there's some playing chess.
Very grumpy looking nun. Furtive is the only word to describe her.
Can we see her?
Yes, a furtive nun.
Wait.
I think she's hiding all of the chapel silver under that habit.
Yeah.
She looks like a Prudence. Right?
Prudence the nun. He's much more devout.
Yes.
So indeed, I've hit the chapel section because these are all of the religious figures around the chapel. There was door.
One other that I'd seen. This one as well.
Yes. He's
praying.
He's certainly praying. What is that bit?
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
So he hadn't finished the front of the chapel. That's going to be a bit of a challenge.
Yep.
To get that in a kind of stylized way. Yes. How does that go?
We're being buzzed.
Yeah, 2073. That's it, isn't it?
Yes.
Here we go.
Yeah,
That's
41,
it.
42.
Must be like that.
Roof.
Oh, and an angel can float around up there. Oh!
It's his little shit. He's really cute.
He's really great.
Sheridan?
So, this is the
challenge.
This is what we've got.
So I think the key is to get this all into some digital files that can then be placed together, and then we can go through the process of making them consistent. So if we've chosen a style, and I agree with you, I think the shaded style works really well.
Yeah.
Then just working through them to make that happen. I mean, there's a great deal to work with here, so that's fantastic.
You can see why I think this is such a big job, though.
It is. It's not going to be a quick one, that's for sure. But it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I feel it's something that we'll be adding to the chateau that I think will be here for a very long time.
I think so too. I think it'll become part of the fabric of it, and that's awesome.
Though actually, as I have it made, I'm in the back of my mind wondering about having 2 made of each tile.
Oh yeah.
So that I have another one.
Your whole set.
Yeah, I have a whole set. It's not on the wall. I don't know. Then I can put it in a room or have it somewhere I can look at it as well.
It'd be kind of nice if you could almost frame it. You know, have it like mount it to
absolutely.
a board and frame it.
Because it would be wonderful for me to be able to see this when I'm in London, for example. Because it's the chateau, you know, I just look at this and I'm home.
Yes.
Wherever I am in the world,
Yeah.
I'm suddenly at home. Well, I can leave these with all of you if you want to. I can leave all of these with you if you want to have a play with them or have a look at them, just to have a think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Let me live with it, as your father would do. So let me live with it and see how the best way to approach this, because it's daunting, but it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's very daunting.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm going to try and put them back-ish in the groups of the chapel. I'll put back.
Within the categories. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I saw the roof of the chapel actually just now in one of these, so that will pop up somewhere else.
I love the way he's done the water too.
Yeah, I like the water as well.
Yeah.
I think it's really successful, that water.
It look really great on tiles as well.
Any more religious people? There we go.
Yeah.
Very pious, you can come this way. All the garden people to go together.
Yeah.
Cheers, garden.
Have you got Prudence?
I don't know. I hope I put Prudence in there. If I spot Prudence somewhere else. All the musicians can go together. Yeah. Then winemaking, there's a barrel. There's that.
There's another monk.
Another monk, excellent. You can go with them.
Oh, there's a maypole dancer.
Excellent. That's good.
Oh, and the other person playing chess.
So because the maypole is with the chateau, I'll put the maypole and the chateau together because they're all together there. I think this probably is the garden, isn't it? Or is that more kitchen? Tricky.
Yeah.
Separating wheat from the chaff.
Well, maybe I'll put them in the gardeners.
This is definitely a gardener.
Yeah.
She's planting. We've got a few cooks. And more sheep. So the sheep can go together. 2 now.
And there is
Another gardener. He's a really nice one. So there's a couple of them planting trees.
Try it again?
There's actually a couple of them planting trees. And I suspect that this is a reworking, or the other way around. This is a year later.
Exactly. You redid that one.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
Yes, I imagine that's a reworking of this one.
Right.
Unless you wanted two very similar ones. But
I'll put them with
that
the...
will become clearer when we see the
gardeners.
space that we've got.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got all cooks together here. There we have the chef.
Looks nothing like Marie.
The worry is that seems to be what happened once this man caught that chicken.
Ooh.
Poor little thing.
Yes.
Then,
Yeah. I love the expression on that one that you just picked out there, the milk carrier.
but yeah, he should go near the milkmaid.
Yeah.
Oh, he's looking at the milkmaid.
I think he
There you go.
probably is,
Yeah,
knowing
she's
my
reading
father.
She's reading a book and he's checking her out.
That will be what was going on there. I don't know where we put the milkmaid. Did I give her to you for the garden?
I don't believe so.
Okay, let's put him there and see. So,
I really like that one. The one that you're picking up now.
That's another garden one. There's
Perfect.
and I reckon this chicken may well be sort of in the
Part of it, yeah.
yeah part of that. Someone just wandering around picking flowers in the garden.
That's Marie.
We're gonna-
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, it is Marie. We
Marie.
have Marie, and we got Cupid.
Was he shooting something else?
He's shooting arrows, but he doesn't want to hurt anyone, so it's an arrow with a little.
Aw.
That's typical of my father. Okay, that's fencing. All sort of heraldic stuff. Men on horseback, Cupid, they can all go together. Then there's catching a bird, but he's crossed the bird out and he's written big fish.
Oh, okay.
So we need to change that one.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's
Trees.
Cook. Definitely a cook here. That's all this area, isn't it? I think. Did I put cooking here? No, that's not. Where's. Well, you see, I get confused. Where are my cooks?
Did we have a cook section?
I had loads of cooks. I don't know where I put them. Got musicians. All heraldic things.
oh, the next one.
Yeah, it could be a shepherd, couldn't it?
It's got a
Because of
crook.
the
I've lost the sheep. Oh, here are the sheep.
Yeah.
Can you show me the next one? Because that one's really fun. No. That one in front of.
Oh, yes. Yes. One of the members of the household who's not all there,
Oh,
walking her chicken.
that's awesome.
Brilliant. I love it. I don't know where the... here's the milkmaid.
Right.
Of course, now I've lost the man who made
There.
Right. The one checking out the milkmaid.
Yeah. Totally. We can work out exactly how he should be placed for that. Because I haven't got the numbers on these. I have on these, but not this one.
Well, we will figure out where
Yeah.
he lives.
Put them together anyway.
Also, you've got Michael Potts's pictures, right?
Dancing. Yes,
Yeah, we had-
yes, which will give us a clue,
Yeah.
a big clue. Before we took them down, there's another gardener for you,
Right.
another fisherman, random juggler. We go with the maypole dancers.
Put
I
the
don't
baker
know.
with the...
Yeah,
Nope.
because I've lost all the kitchen people. I don't know what I did with them. I was wondering where the second part of the cart was, but you might have a challenge there. Because there's the horse, and there's the cart.
Looks like he drew something underneath it, but then.
Oh, we did! You're right!
okay.
So, yes, look, he had done the cart, which was just sort of hay or something, I suppose. And then over the top of that, he obviously loved the shape of these wheels. This is a 9th century Viking wagon.
Okay.
So he obviously really liked this decoration. Having said that, he never got around to doing it, and he did do this one, so I don't know if we just stick with the original there.
Maybe we can add the wheels or something.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know which bit it was that he was looking for with that. Okay, well, things are sort of vaguely organised. Oh, that's cooks. Wine. Okay.
And merrymakers. Do you want to put those with the maple, maybe with the
Yeah.
chests and...
Yes. Put all of that over here. We're just putting everything away now. And we found this photo that my father had obviously taken, and you can see how he was working in the kitchen. He was just working on the old original tiles to get an idea of where the tiles would be and sketching out. Well, he did not make the mill or the moat, so now we have another decision. Do we make a mill and a moat? Which is a possibility, but we know that the horse and cart probably that he would have continued to change these things afterwards, but it did carry on around that side wall in the kitchen. And you've also found a bit of writing?
Yeah, it's underneath that one.
This one?
It's a man underneath that. It's a man and a chicken.
A memo and a chicken.
A man and a chicken.
A man and a chicken.
Yeah, that's...
Here we go, yes. So we have instructions from beyond the grave. Here's a man and a chicken, but behind the man and the chicken it says birds need 2 or 3 more chickens, equaling 4 or 5 altogether.
Right.
Game birds in woods, grouse, partridge, pheasant, quail. Fairly certain he hadn't got around to making any of those.
Right.
So again, do we make them, do we not make them? How much of a collaboration is this, or how much is this what he had done? These are all decisions that are valid either which way. We just have to decide which route we're going.
And is that the original sketch that you did?
Yeah, so he will have used this both to plan out. So this is a photo of the chateau, and here is his tracing of that. And from this, he will have then stylized and made his own version of the chateau.
Right.
Is that what he also used for his version of Lalande in the portrait of you?
When I'm holding.
Exactly.
I think it's very similar to this kind of scale. I think it's almost certainly this. He's simplified it, he's taken some windows out.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that's the one that I'm holding in that portrait. This is really, really exciting to me, Steve. To be working on this.
So much fun.
Yeah, you think you'll enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, it will absolutely be a challenge, but you know, the joy of being able to bring something to life that is so precious to you to begin with, and is so important for the house, I think is going to be really exciting. So I'm very excited to be part of the process here.
Thank you so much. Really, really happy.
I will do my best to bring it justice.
This is a very precious box file.
I'll put it down the stairs, I'm sure.
And it's yellow as well.
Oh yeah, it's yellow, exactly.
Perfect.
It's meant to be. Good luck with it. I know that this is going to be weeks and weeks.
Yes, yeah, it'll take some time, but we will get there in the end, and it will be spectacular.
And maybe we can show you some progress as we go along, and
Definitely.
why we're making the decisions that we're making.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we'll work closely
involve you
together.
all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It'll be great.